other antibodies, antagonist of anti-inflammatory, anti-interleukin antagonists, for example, the tocilizumabs have been tried and they are also undergoing clinical trials, thinking of the possibility of a cytokine surge and a sudden acute inflammatory response. And others like interferon beta are also being under consideration. A word about hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine. Both drugs have in vitro activity against SARS coronavirus. Hydroxychloroquine has relatively higher potency. A recent French study used hydroxychloroquine for 10 days and showed significant reduction in the viral carriage at day 6 of treatment, although the improvement in clinical outcomes was still not very well studied. The addition of azithromycin they showed increased the efficiency of viral elimination, but there are certain adverse events that has to be taken into account, such as cardiac complications, cardiomyopathy, QT prolongation. Long-term use may lead to retinopathy, and there are some effects on the the liver and the bone marrow. Lopinavir ritonavir combinations also have shown in vitro activity against earlier viruses during the MERS epidemic and the SARS epidemic in a suggested dose of 200 by 50 mg twice daily over 14 days. In an open label trial in China, in about 199 patients with severe COVID infection, they did not find any significant improvement by using this drug. So basically, there was no difference in clinical improvement. There was no difference in 28-day mortality as well. So as of now, it is really recommended. Then another drug, which is the remdesivir, which is the nucleotide analog, inhibits viral replication through premature termination of RNA transcription. So it has some activity against SARS coronavirus 2 and related coronaviruses. Again, the dosing which is used in the ongoing clinical trials are in intravenous use, but right now, again, only in the context of clinical trials, it has been kind of suggested. It is not in any routine clinical use as of now. Vitamin C as an antioxidant, again, the concept is in sepsis, there is a sudden cytokine surge, and it is postulated that vitamin C may help to eliminate the alveolar fluid and kind of reduce the inflammatory damage and also reduce the vascular injury caused by this inflammatory damage. So, and also the concept that vitamin D deficiency may be related to increased risk and severity of the inflammatory infection. So with this concept, vitamin C may be tried, and that's why it has been kind of recommended in the high risk situations. Talking about the IL-6, we have already just discussed about that. IL-6 inhibitor or antagonist can be tried to reduce the inflammatory response or the cytokine storm. And the tocilizumab is an IL-6 antagonist or inhibitor which reduces the cytokines and other acute phase reactants. And it has been seen that the cytokine profile, which resembles HLH in associated with COVID-19, that enhances the disease severity and leads to a higher mortality. And it is the cytokine storm in this situation is characterized by a rapid influx of several acute phase reactants, including the interleukins, the GM-CSF, the tumor necrosis factor alpha as well. So probably this agent might target them and might lead to clinical benefit. Again, this is under investigation. And this was one study which looked at this particular agent in China, where they found that the predictors of fatality were elevated ferritin, and that thereby they thought that maybe ferritin and inflammation is one of the factors associated with a higher mortality. So the treatment guidelines kind of recommend this particular agent for severe COVID-19 and those having elevated IL-6 levels. And there are certain drug reactions and that we need to know. The bone marrow suppression, hepatotoxicity, and immunosuppression are known side effects, and that has to be kept in mind. Lastly, WHO has started off a multi-centric international RCT called the Solidarity Trial, which they are testing on confirmed COVID-19 patients, and then they are randomizing them to several different treatment groups. The chloroquine, the remdesivir group are antiviral combinations and antivirals along with interferon beta versus standard therapy. So this has been launched, and probably we'll have to see in the next couple of weeks or month how the results come out to be, and maybe we'll have some more information related to this one. And apart from that, other things have also been tried. Interferon beta, then injection of convalescent serum has been tried. This is from patients who recovered, and then their convalescent serum was then tried on to other active patients in order to try and develop immunity and reduce the viral load and the viral burden in this. Ribavirin also, but as of now, these are not standard therapies. Numerous vaccine candidates are under evaluation, but as of now, none of them has actually got any kind of approval for use per se for use, because they are all under investigation in various